So hello everyone, I'm Jared Bernstein, the host of On the Economy, and we're doing a recording today for my blog, but also for the Off the Charts blog for the Center on Budget. And I am very fortunate to have with me my friend and colleague Chad Stone, who every month gets into the guts and the weeds of the unemployment report. And it's my privilege to be able to ask Chad a couple of detailed questions to flesh out some of the issues in today's report. I noticed you focused on long-term unemployment. Could you say, A, why that's important generally, why it's so high, and why now, policy-wise, you're focusing on that?
Yep. Well, long-term unemployment is, in this recession and aftermath, has been at unprecedented levels. In the really bad 1980s recession, we didn't get anywhere near as much long-term unemployment.
Define long-term unemployment.
Long-term unemployment, as defined in the Labor Department statistics, the official statistics that come out every month, is unemployed for 27 weeks or longer, half a year. But it could be a lot longer than that. And in this recession, it has been a lot longer than that. The Pew Foundation just estimated that more than half of the long-term unemployed have been unemployed for a year or more.
Wow. So if someone's unemployed for a year or more, I mean, how are they making ends meet?
Well, they're making ends meet with unemployment insurance for those who qualified, and that's a fair number. That's a pretty high percentage in a recession. Our unemployment insurance system doesn't reach everybody all the time, but when people with good earnings histories get laid off, as in a recession, they get covered. But of course, unemployment insurance benefits only cover about half or less of what you were earning before. But what we do have in this recession is federal program, emergency unemployment insurance benefits. We have it every recession. This recession has provided longer period, up to 99 weeks.
Why has this recession called for longer extensions of this program?
This recession is monumentally worse than any we've seen for workers. The unemployment rate has been high for a very long time. The job losses were huge, and we've only made back a small fraction of them. It's really different from earlier recessions.
But let me push back in the following sense. We hear this sometime, and I'd like to hear your take on it. There's an argument that says, typically associated with conservatives, one of the reasons why long-term unemployment is so high is actually because we have unemployment insurance that's allowing people to stay on the dole for longer than they normally would. Why is that wrong?
It's wrong for several reasons. First of all, most of the evidence suggests that the program does not have that much of an impact on the unemployment rate. Yes, there's one incentive for people to stay on, but remember, you have to be looking for a job to collect unemployment insurance. And so it actually keeps you in the labor force looking more than it might otherwise. A lot of people do drop out when their benefits run out or if they're not qualified for benefits. One of the problems we have in this recession, in this recovery, is labor force participation has not come back. People have not come back into the labor force after being put on the sidelines.
So it would sound like then, I mean, this is my interpretation as well, I mean, leading the witness here. It would sound like one of the problems we're having is that people are sitting on unemployment not because there's jobs out there that they could take if they want them. It's just not enough jobs out there. Again, on the demand side, we're kind of stuck.
Absolutely. At the worst point, just after the recovery started, there were close to 6 people looking for every job. It's down to 4.5 to 4.5 people looking for every job. Jobs are incredibly scarce, more scarce than
so finally, is it the policy implications are what of what we're looking at, given like current policy today on the ground?
The policy implications are the economy fell into a huge hole in the recession. We've climbed back a little bit. There's a huge gap between what the economy is capable of producing, what it's actually producing. There's not enough demand for the available supply. We need to stimulate demand. Monetary policy, fiscal policy, we're not getting enough of either.
All right. Well, thanks, Chad. That's a very helpful, deeper dive into one aspect of today's employment report.